What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, trying to do my social distancing and my due diligence to wear my mask here for you so I don't transfer the particles. Right? That's how that works. I don't know. I think we're good without it for today. Thanks for being here on the ModMyMods News Update. I'm sorry that we're not live on Facebook right now. Restream, you're going to get it. But first, what I wanted to do was introduce my guest here today. Today, I am joined by the great David Moffett, a good friend and local customer here of ModMyMods. So, Dave, thanks for being here, and thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kevin. I'm glad to be able to connect, even if I can't come hang out with you guys.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right? At least I can see you from afar. I can wave to you and say
Probably
hi.
better
And
that way.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. The social distancing thing, who knows? But apparently, we were having a couple little tidbits of issues before we even got it going here. First of all, I lost the folder on the hard drive for some reason. Decides just wants to run away. I'm not really sure. It's just gonna vanish, so nothing's gonna work anymore, and OBS is gonna have a giant poop. And then I find out that Restream decides that it wants to change its policies about a whole bunch of different things, like streaming to Facebook.
Why would anybody want to do that?
I mean, I don't pay for a service for any reason other than to get it to Facebook, so that was relatively frustrating to see as soon as we started, but we're here. We're at least
indeed,
here.
here we are.
Again, Dave, thanks again for joining us. That's my little restream rant. What is going on in your life? How are you guys doing over there? Obviously, you're not too far from us, but what's going on with you?
No, well, so obviously everybody's, social quarantine, all that. Thankfully, my wife already worked remote, so that wasn't a huge adjustment for her. I just finished a big attic home office remodel, ran Cat 5, got new networking equipment, new home theater stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, I was as well set up for this as anybody could be. I used the opportunity. I said, well, I'm going to be home and I'm going to be on my PC a lot more, and I'm going to be using it more than my laptop for work. So I did some upgrades. I then promptly undid those upgrades because I properly effed everything up. Um, stuff.
That's how it goes, right? That's
I
usually.
need to buy some more mod water from you guys with the BOGO that's going on right now because I'm going to be making some changes again in a couple. Well, I'm going to say a couple weeks. I'm going to be optimistic about the launch date of the Z390 boards and the new 10 series from Intel. But I can't wait. I'm excited.
I totally hear you there. I'm really hoping that the Intel new chip will come out soon and actually be readily available for the rest of us. However,
Yeah.
it's wishful thinking at least at this point, because who knows what's actually going to go on through the next couple weeks.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, I was convinced at the beginning of this year, and I watched a lot of videos from various folks on YouTube and Twitch who were talking about hardware shortages and we're not going to see any more graphics cards or CPUs released this year and this and that. And a lot of them have since kind of walked that back a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I guess there were some big leaks about the Z390 boards just over the past, let's say, 24, 48 hours. Some stuff got posted up on a couple retailers by accident. Asus themselves
Oops.
accidentally overwrote their Z390 page with the Z490 boards for a few hours. I got screenshotted. They were like, "Oh, here's some info." I accidentally, because
Right.
there's only one digit off.
Sure. I mean, 4 versus 3. I mean, you fat fingered it or
Yeah,
something. I mean,
right, right.
it's kind of close, I guess. I don't know. I have no
Indeed.
idea. Have you seen any of the deals that are going on with Newegg and everything like that?
It's kind of wild. Yeah.
It's unbelievable how cheap stuff has gotten in the past just couple weeks, let alone the couple
I'm
days. It's like,
I'm pumped about how memory prices are finally somewhat realistic.
look at this: 16
Yeah.
gigs, two sticks of 8 for $70.
Yeah, well, that 64 gig set right next to it, like even though it's not marked as being on sale, compared to what
It
64 gigs
was.
of Vengeance cost a few months ago, I
Oh
remember
my
I
god.
might have bought some. I might have paid almost twice that. And that's 3600 too.
Yeah, that's not slow RAM.
Mm-mm.
It is actually relatively fast, and it's pretty decent
That'd be
stuff.
good for Ryzen if you swing that way.
Yep. They're with their new chipset that came out and the new Threadripper and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I mean, there's pretty cool stuff. But I mean, XPG's got a 1 terabyte M.2. for
Yeah.
under 150 bucks. That's
No, it's super good deal.
yes, it's
Yeah, that's PCIe too. That's not SATA. Like that's actual like real NVMe.
yeah, yeah, good
That's a
stuff.
good price. I wonder
Yeah.
what controller that uses. I'd have to look it up.
I have no idea. Again, that's kind of why I brought you on because I don't know the hardware as well as I should,
Right on, right on.
probably, but
I've just become a giant NVMe snob. I was like, ugh, NVMe. That's for those people. And I bought an Optane because I'm stupid. And I freaking love the thing. It's so
got
fast. It's
two
like
of
it's like
those.
it's like power on to Windows in like 6.5 seconds. And actually, like game loading is really crazy because games with a lot of assets, stuff like WoW, stuff like Sea of Thieves, 30, 40 gig games, whatever.
Yep.
You go from like you're dead to a loading screen to whatever, and it's like it's
Yeah,
awesome. I
it's
love it.
it's pretty cool. I would agree with that. I mean, and especially if you do any sort of like content creation or
Oh
editing
yeah.
or graphics and stuff like that, it's just yep, and it's done. Moving on. Like
Yeah, well, I got it exactly for that. I was working on some trade show displays for clients, and
mhm.
trade show displays are funny, right? Because on one hand, you'd think you could run it like a billboard where it's like 25 DPI because you're far enough away. But on the other hand, the printers are like, no, we want like 150 or even 300 DPI for this 10 foot by 8 foot piece of art. And that's how I ended up with a 3.2 gig Illustrator file.
Yep. It's
That's without the artwork, by the way. That's not embedded art. That's just the AI file.
it's
Um, and I discovered that that's when I needed at least 64 gigs of RAM, and I needed the Optane just to be my Adobe Scratch Disk slash swap drive.
that's precisely why I have two. I have one that where all the projects reside, and then I have
Mm-hmm.
another one that's literally just for cache, and
Yep.
it,
Yep.
it works great though.
It's
So
great for that. They really are. Yeah.
absolutely. The next bit I wanted to show you. Did you happen to see the test bench that was put together? I think it was this one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
we'll talk about this one first because I know
That's pretty,
I didn't
by
know
the
if
way.
anyone actually saw this yet. Brain Tech Mods, Brain Tech Society, our good friend Jonathan is actually putting this together. He did some pretty crazy looking loop bends in this PC the other night, and it just looks
It's like from side on, it almost reminds me of old school radio vacuum tubes, and I love that mix of like old and new in there.
yeah,
And I love the paint work and the color change and stuff. Like, how do you take an arty gorgeous Horus board and just make it look that much cooler?
yeah,
Well, that's how right there.
yep, yep,
Yeah, no,
precisely.
that is such a beautiful build. I love the vertical graphics card on it. It's something I'm not normally a fan of. I'm just like, no, I don't want a riser. I don't want, extra cabling, but that looks so good there.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. I mean, I think I mean some of the stuff that he's put together, and obviously this
Hmm.
one is pretty incredible. Um, The other thing was this test bench that our good friend Jason put together as
Yeah,
well, who's from
yeah,
Brain
I
Tech.
love those Demostic benches. Those are so nice.
I
I've been
would agree.
rocking what's the mid-size one, the Nano or the
Yes, no, the Nano is the tiny one, the Mini is the mid-range one.
Mini? Yeah, so I've been rocking a Mini for my bedroom PC. That's actually going to become my streaming PC. But dude, the way that has like the two water cool res, which because those are like my favorite res on the planet. Like
Yeah,
those tube reses are so nice to work with, and it's just so simple and clean.
I
Even
agree.
those drain valves, like that drain valve is just a gorgeous setup.
And he's got the two radiators that are actually all white and everything throughout the whole thing. It's
Hmm.
just
Are those
awesome.
Alpha Cool white ones, or do you paint them?
To be honest with you, I think he painted them, but I honestly don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh,
Maybe
that might be
Jonathan.
Hardware Labs. They kind of look like Hardware Labs with the end tanks like that.
I don't
I feel
remember.
like I could look at mine and know that, but
I mean, they do look like hardware labs at the end here that were painted,
yeah,
but honestly, I
with that
don't
little
remember.
yeah, that is such a gorgeous setup, and even down to like using the ZMT tubing and like
Mhm.
it's very clean and simple.
I agree. I agree.
What's the hardware on there? Do you know what he's
I,
testing on it right now?
I was really hoping he'd join us for the stream today, so
Oh,
he could
right on, right on.
plug himself in here. But no, no.
Well, I'm guessing there's some big boy hardware with separate CPU and GPU loop, and
Yeah,
I definitely see a graphics card water block that
yeah,
looks.
I
Yeah.
think it's the Waterforce board. I could be wrong. I think it's a
Oh
Waterforce
gosh,
2080, but to be honest, I don't.
I I wish they would make a Waterforce MATX or ITX board because those Waterforce boards, yeah, they're a little pricey, but the block and the integration of the sensors, those things are killer.
Mhm. Mhm.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. I wish they would make a smaller form factor version because I've been concentrating on ITX and MATX builds lately, and shake it up a little.
Just change it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. We were talking about it earlier today about how the MATX boards and ATX boards and the
Mm-hmm.
minis
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Like it seems like they're not really. There isn't really a middle range anymore. You only
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the bigs or the smalls.
Even in the case market, like, so I know you guys have been doing some fantastic work with Fantex cases and modding those
Oh,
and
thanks.
improving cooling. But I noticed that they have a killer ITX case that you guys just started cutting panels for, right? The Shift X, is that the
Mhm.
one?
Yes.
Shift X, Swift X, Shift.
Shift X. Yes.
And then they have, of course, the Evolve and the new Evolve X. But they don't have. They had an MATX one of the old one. They have not updated it with the new line, and it's kind of a bummer. And I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like MATX is kind of getting left behind by a lot of the motherboard manufacturers too.
I
Last gen, you had this gorgeous Gene board from Asus. You had a really cool DTX, which is an unusual form factor for AMD on that side. And at least of the leaked motherboards, I don't see anything that's even remotely high end. You've got the D3SH from Gigabyte, which it's a very solid board, but that's not overclocking VRM. You're not hitting
yeah.
5.3, 5.2 all core on that
No,
24/7.
not gonna happen. Yeah.
You have like it's like a Strix gaming one from Asus, which okay, at the end of the day, like even the baseline Asus Prime stuff's really nice, but it's not a Maximus board. It's not true ROG board. I don't even think Azrock had one listed. And then, yeah, I haven't seen anything with EVGA. Who knows? Maybe EVGA will be the dark horse, right? Come out with something that's super crazy like they do in the past, like the
Was that a
SR2s.
pun? Because of the 299 dark. I. That's cute. That's cute. I
Yeah.
liked it. Well, I agree with you. I don't think that the mid range boards are going to be as popular as they used to be. And it's definitely clear, especially with Oris and
Hmm.
Gigabyte, where they're going and what they're trying to
Yeah.
push. So, I guess we'll see what happens, especially with the new launch, that new chip coming out
Hmm.
soon.
Hmm.
Who knows, what will actually evolve from that. So,
Now
um,
I've heard at least that the cooling is going to be the same, right? You'll still be able to use your same water block, your same CPU coolers, your same like
supposedly.
safe area around the socket and all that. It's just actually the pins are different.
Yeah, I think it's still the same size as the 150 1150X, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
still that
Well, that's
same
encouraging.
bolting pattern. Yeah,
Hmm.
that same
Hmm.
mounting pattern, but again, who knows? Who knows what they'll actually end up doing? They'll probably come out with like
Right.
a new chip that's similar to like the 2066 size or whatever, and
Hmm.
they'll
Hmm.
have their 10 series Intel, and then they'll have their production series or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna be really curious how that happens because they've really blurred the lines lately between what used to be the consumer lower end stuff and now what was the high end desktop. And your HEDT was always your, more than X number of cores and whatever. I so I had bought a 10920, so that's the 12 core.
hmm
And to be honest, I had some real problems with it. It was kind of a dud, whatever, got it replaced. But I'm gonna use a 10900 because okay, 10 versus 12 cores, but I can get probably 400 megahertz clock speed across all of them.
mm,
Okay,
yep.
like I'll take 400 megahertz over 2 cores, 4 threads. That sounds fair to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Oh, hey, look, Jason ended up hopping into the chat. So
oh, sweet.
fantastic. Jason, I'm going to come back to you. Check this out. There's your rig. That's pretty sweet. Can you give me a specs rundown on what it actually is? I'm in a very important work meeting right now. Well, you're also on a live show, sir. So you need to decide which one is more important. This beard or your job? I can't pay you though, so maybe it's your job. Your job's probably more important. But I mean,
Possibly.
we have Jason, who's also from Brain Tech, and also works with Oris and does a whole bunch of different things. And we were, showing him that's his build here, obviously. Since he's in an important meeting, I'll let him go, and I'm sure I'll get the specs on this next time, Friday. It's only a few days away. We'll
There you
talk
go.
about it again then. Um, oh,
Oh,
John,
we might get some answers.
Get get to work, John. Go go toss up the specs, John. All right. Anyways, um, so Gigabyte has their motherboards that are coming out, or they will be releasing their new motherboards with the new chip and everything like that. Um, We're supposed to be actually getting one of these, the TR40
Oh, that is
Designaire.
such a pretty board. Such a pretty
Yes.
board.
So I'm excited to see what this actually has to offer. We're supposed to be working with AMD to do a build with them, and we'll be merging some nice things together. Hopefully, give you some back and forth about the new Threadripper versus say a 7980 XE, or vice versa. See if we can do a little compare and contrast. We'll be working with them to hopefully put that together. I don't know, maybe before the end of the year. I'm not really sure. I got no hopes right
Be
now.
an exciting build. I think there's so many possibilities with that board. You've got your four M2 slots that all support PCI 4, which is like, can you imagine the storage speed? Like, I mean, I love our Optanes, but can you imagine four of those Gen 4s in like RAID 0, maybe
Uh
throw a
huh.
little Optane cache in front of it
Uh huh.
too?
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah, that's
That
precisely
could
what
be
I was
fun.
thinking. It's like you
That
could
could be fun.
you could make it do some serious work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big boy VRM on there too. 16 plus three phase. Like, and it's not just like, oh, we put 16 phases to call it a number. They're using those really nice 70 amp Infineons that Buildzoid talks about being ridiculously overkill.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, look at that. Jason comes back and
oh
says,
wow.
"Yeah, there's all sorts of good things. It's the TRX 40, the extreme version, which is pretty amazing. We were actually just looking at that. Where is it? Baby, come back. That's the design. Let's find the other ones. Come on. Sockets TRX 4. The extreme. Wow. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay, so he's rocking one of those. He's got a 3970X, and then he's also got two 2080 Ti water forces, which is unbelievable. And
Yeah.
then obviously all the water cooling and everything like that. And then you've also got the water cool uh, stuff as well. That's pretty neat, man.
Yeah, that'd be a serious workstation slash gaming slash literally anything you want to throw at a rig.
Just make it do stuff. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Run folding just to embarrass people.
I mean, go team PCMR. Anyways, you don't need to be part of Linus. Um, did you see these awesome reservoirs yet? From
Those are crazy,
I
crazy, crazy.
I thought so too. I I don't think I've ever seen anything this pretty. You can go to Aqua Computer's website and they have a, well, this is actually translated, but if you go here, it's actually all in German. But if you can't read German like me, but Dave might be able to read it.
Ein bisschen. The pump can on Vexen tut. Yeah, it's talking about something about the pump working with monitoring. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much anything that you throw at a Aqua computer is unbelievable. I mean, anything from monitoring the flow rate, the pump speed, the pressure. I have one of
Monitoring
these.
your RGB ankle bracelet. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, it does kind of look like an
that ring
RGB.
light is a really clever way to do it though, because then you're getting less like. All right, I love everything at water cool reses. The only thing that if I had to change one thing, they've got that LED strip that's like it's a single strip,
And
and you have to
it's
either position the strut so you can't see the actual pinpoint lights, but then you get a reflection of it back at you at the glass.
yes, yeah, it's
And
like
whereas this is clever because you got that diffusion as well as it shining through the fluid.
yeah.
That is a I love that mounting system too. They've got that little like unistrut at the top, that little like threaded bit. So
Yeah,
you only have to have one hole in the case up there, but you can still secure the
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 res
glass.
to
'Cause,
it. Yeah,
yeah, that is a cool, and you got those shock mounts on there. Like that is a really nice, well thought out, well isolated mounting system. I would totally rock one of those in a build.
I would too. I mean, and obviously it's going to integrate with stuff like this. This is one of the
Mm-hmm.
vision monitors, and these
Yeah,
things are
yeah.
just unbelievable. You
Those
can
are
make the,
nuts. They're so cool.
I make
I mean,
look.
you got like a baby Aquaro in your pump.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, it'll do anything that you throw at it. It's
Mm-hmm.
there's a the Aqua Suite is actually written in Java, so, or not Java, but Python. So if you
Mm-hmm.
know anything about coding or can do it yourself, there you go. It has all of it there. Um,
Yeah, I've been super impressed with Aquasuite. I finally came over to the light side, and well, so here's what it was. I've always used Asus motherboards and their BIOS and their AI suite software. Okay, it's not perfect,
Hmm.
but compared to a lot of the manufacturers out there, it actually works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
And so I've been using that for fan control. Well, I switched over to another brand's board. I'm not going to badmouth them because they're a great manufacturer, but they don't even give you fan control software for that particular board. And I went, well, I'll just use the BIOS. And I was like, oh dear God, this is terrible. I need something better. And then I came in, I got myself, I bought an Aquaro from you guys. I am such a convert now. That is the most amazing, like 20 something point fan curve running off water temp, blah, blah, blah. I don't hear it. I never hear it ramp up. I just occasionally look over and go, 35 C water temp. Yep, yep, okay, everything's fine. Like,
That's
and that's
fine.
like
Yeah.
that's gaming, streaming, like full screen. Like I was streaming it at full 3840 or 3440 by 1400, 100 frames, and it was like, okay, I don't really care. I'm fine.
Yeah, everything's cool. And if I need to adjust, I will.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
adjust
no,
it.
it's
It's funny enough that you
amazing.
said that because I picked up my little Vision here, and because
Hmm.
it also is based on ambient temperature, because it has a little temperature thing in the back here. Because I
Hmm.
was holding it in my hands, I'm like looking at, it, I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Oh, and it
Oh,
goes,
right,
yeah,
yeah, it's getting a
yeah.
little bit warmer, so it wants to bump everything up and turn all the
Oh my
fans up.
gosh. So that means it could actually tell you your delta T on board. Like you wouldn't even need to calculate that out. That's such clever hardware. I
Oh,
love
it's
it.
unbelievable,
It's great.
unbelievable. Uh, well, I wanted to at least say thank you, everybody that's here joining us in the chat and everything like that. Fred and Jason and Zach and John and who else? Oh, Shammy, John's here as well. And then I got Doran as well. Doran, we are actually most of the folks are actually seeing us on Twitch. There was a little bit of a run-in this afternoon with Restream, which apparently they decided that they were going to just, hey, let's change the options real quick. I don't care if you pay for it or not. They apparently yanked us from Facebook, so you'd only be able to see it on my personal Facebook. So
Yeah.
it's like, whatever. But we are multicasting on YouTube and on Twitch, so hopefully I'll be able to send it elsewhere soon. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I got Dave here again from Grid. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate everything that you do and continue. Your support and everything for us at ModMyMods. It's awesome to have you, and obviously we've been friends for a long time too. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
really great to have
No,
you on.
thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. The last thing I want to touch on, guys, is that we are still doing a T-shirt design giveaway. Dave, you could be a part of this too. I mean,
It's the wheels have been turning, wheels have been turning.
basically, we worked with Mayhems to do a T-shirt design giveaway thing. That if you are a winner of the design and on the contest, you can actually get a $250 gift card to ModMyMods, and then you'd also get two of the T-shirts that are made by you. And then we would actually also put it on the website so you could actually purchase it yourself if you wanted to. Who knows? But all you got to do is you can get the logo from here. This is on our website, mommymods.com/giveaway, and basically everything's here. The Facebook link is down here. You click the link, it brings you to Mayhem's. It goes, yep, here's the Facebook link, and then you can see some of the posts that people have actually started to create here. That's actually pretty cool. I haven't seen these all of these yet. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. But basically, you try and design something around the Mayhem's logo, and you might be able to win something. Who knows? But that is all that I have for you. I miss my people very, very much, just like this stormtrooper. And I hope you guys stay safe out there. Dave, again, thanks for joining us today, and hopefully you are able to stay safe as well.
You too, sir.
All right. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. It's almost the middle of the week. Hang in there. We're almost there, and we will catch you on Friday.